We're going to take a look now at our next freestyle drill, and we're going to really continue to build on the body positioning in a flat body positioning here. And we are going to now take away the fins, and we're going to see kind of how our athlete does, and we're ready kind of for that next test. We're also going to keep the snorkel on here so that our athlete can really focus on just keeping the body nice and flat and not have to introduce the challenges of taking the head up to take a breath. So we just want to, again, continue to really build on the legs and really seeing what those do. So here, let's take a look at the legs and the kick and kind of see what we observe. Now we want to make sure that we're emphasizing what we would say would be a very natural bend in the knee for the kick here. We don't want to see the legs kind of going too far down like this or coming kind of inward, because then we would be kicking too deep here under the body. And what we also don't want to see is that the legs are going to come up too high like this. Otherwise, what we'll be doing is kicking a lot of air, moving the legs fast, and not really grabbing or catching a lot of the water. So we won't be really moving through the water very efficiently. When we're kicking in a position like this, and we're seeing kind of a lot of white water right here, a lot of bubbles, there's a lot of different ways you can be able to explain this either, to your athletes. Main thing is that we are seeing activation here from the hip. This is a sweeping movement with this kick, and that's exactly what we look for when we're going to be performing this movement. Another thing here that we really like is the athlete's feet are pointing. Kind of see that right there on that foot, and then a little harder to see on that left, but we can definitely tell that the athlete here is making a very, very strong emphasis to really point those toes and kind of really thinking about keeping the feet to kind of be here at the surface. We kind of want to keep everything kind of like this. It's kind of like a fly undulation type thing. We don't want to be too far up, too far down, and just kind of keeping everything right at the surface, just as our athlete is doing as we're going through. Head here stays nice and steady. We're not seeing any excessive movement. It's got a little wiggle side to side here as we're moving through, just kind of wanting to get that rotation. So this can be a challenge for the older athletes if this is something you kind of want to emphasize with them. But needless to say, it's still really, really a good thing. Here, as we're taking a look at our underwater view, we're seeing the athlete here set up, and what we would mainly look for is going to be a couple things. Number one, that feet here are going to be pointed, which is exactly what we would want to see. And from our takeoff view, we don't want to kick too deep here under the body, so just a little bit under. So again, we're going to be kicking right around the surface. Another thing here we can kind of look for is going to be just that bend in the knee. Here it looks like we've got that nice natural one, indicating a kick from the hips. As we're going to progress now and change our perspective, going to a return view here, we're again going to kind of look for those same things. Head here is in a nice steady position, allowing us to kind of stay nice and flat as we're moving through the water. Got that little side shimmy here of as we're kind of traveling through the water. And then we're going to want to watch the legs, because that's what's mainly moving us here. Now, again, what we want to see is just that there's a lot of active kicking as we're moving through the water. Now, with younger athletes, and even sometimes with the older athletes, I don't want to say the concept of a 4-kick or 6-beat kick can be not challenging, but maybe a way to simplify it and get the results you may want to see is just remember, use the term active kicking. We love the idea of those athletes really kicking, building the legs. So that way, just again, everything here is really moving forward as the body is traveling through the water. Great activation here from the hip. As we're moving through and approaching the wall, we're going to shift our perspective here to going under. And we're just going to, again, look for those same things. Head here is really in a nice steady position. At times, we got a little bit of some depth here on the legs, so this might be just, again, something to emphasize with our athlete, that we're not going to be kicking too far up over the surface of the water. We again want to kind of just keep everything being in a wave-like movement here as we're moving through. But overall, we're staying nice and square. Great activation here from the hip as we are moving through the water, and this is what exactly we would want to see. If you found some value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, as we're dropping future videos all the time.